Wire with Bradley.
Yo, what is up, Madden Elite? Bradley here. We are coming at you with a very special edition of the Elite Wire. What is special about this edition of the Elite Wire? Well, I'll tell you what is special about this edition of the Elite Wire. What is special about it is today is Super Bowl Sunday. We have our season number 4 Super Bowl tonight, 8:05 p.m. Eastern. The stream will be hosted by the man, the myth, the legend family of Madden Elite, Snipes. This is going down over at twitch.tv/Snipes Television. So if you've not caught one of Snipes' games, and if you're in Madden Elite, well, I'm pretty sure you have caught a Snipes game. And if not, you probably shouldn't be in our league, because I'm pretty sure everybody in the league currently was in our league last Super Bowl. I don't think we've had any turnover this season. Have we had any turnover this season? Yes, we did. We had turnover this season. Our Saints owner, he went bum mode. I don't know what happened to him, but he went bum mode, and we replaced him. Julian got that team though, so Julian knows what's up with Snipes. So no excuses for Julian. If you've not caught one of Snipes games, well, you probably shouldn't be in our league. You should probably go find another league, because like everybody was here for the last Super Bowl. So it's what it is. Anyways. Tonight's Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl preview show. We're going to be breaking it down. It's not the Super Bowl people expected. It's not the Super Bowl people expected at all. Well, 50%. 50%. I say 50% because I say 50% because we got Beeman in the bowl. Beeman is going to be colliding with JMAC and his Jets. Lots of people probably would have predicted Beeman. Beeman was my prediction to make it to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl in the TED Talk that we did earlier in the week, the Elite Debate that we did earlier in this week. I don't think anybody, though, would have picked J-Mac and his Jets. J-Mac and his Jets, it was discussed on TED Talk. Well, what about J-Mac? Because at the time when we filmed the TED Talk, the J-Mac had his wild card game in, and where he beat Bread, a top player with a top team. He beat Bread in the wild card, and I posed the question, what about J-Mac? And everybody's like, no. Everybody blew him aside, tossed him aside, and he went on to have a very impressive playoff run, and now he's in the Super Bowl. We'll talk more about his impressive playoff run. But J-Mac and his Jets are sitting at 10-6. Beeman sitting at 14-2. During the Elite Debate, Beeman was my pick to win the Super Bowl, and I am sticking to that pick. I believe Beeman's going to slaughter J-Mac. I'm not even going to lie about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I believe Beeman is just going to mop the floor with J-Mac. He might not. There is a key matchup here. There are some key matchups. So some key notes about their styles that I think might give J-Mac a chance. The only way though that J-Mac wins this game is if Beeman beats himself. That's the only way J-Mac comes out of this game on top. However, the story of this game, the story of this Super Bowl, J-Mac and his 10-6 Jets versus Beeman and his 14-2 Seahawks, it's pretty simple. The story of the game is the story of the underdog. It's the story of the underdog that is going to collide with the Mad Titan Benjamin Beeman Bayman Thanos Bagelman. That's right. We have added to Beeman's name. It is no longer just Benjamin Beeman Bayman Bagelman. It is now the Mad Titan Benjamin Beeman Bayman Benjamin B. I need to slow down. It is now the Mad Titan Benjamin Beeman Bayman Thanos Bagelman. Why? Because he's going to go in there and Thanos snap J-Mac into dust. That's what's going to happen. As we go into this, legitimately, how much of a chance does JMAC have in this game? Like I am throwing him aside. I'm tossing him aside. I'm giving him zero chance. But how much of a chance does he have in this game? Well, I think something we need to do is really look at his schedule. There are a lot of key losses. There's a couple key wins, and I want us to take a moment and look at. I want us to take a moment and look at these. So let's peek at his schedule. Let's take a look at the games he's played, the games he's won, the games he's lost. So I got JMAC's schedule up here. Right off the bat, week 1, he suffered a huge loss to Alex. A 14. He loses to Alex 24-42. Alex is a quality owner, so I mean it is what it is. Let's scroll down. He has another big loss in week 7 to Konyu and his Eagles. He loses that one. That one's a close game. 20-16. He loses that game 20-16. And then he goes on just a massive win streak, right? He goes on a massive win streak. And then in week 13, he suffers his next loss. Week 13, he loses to Mex. And a note, Mex isn't really a guy that you look at and think top contender. Mex is probably, on a good day, he's middle of the pack. Well, the majority of the time, he's chilling with the bottom feeders. But he chills down there with swag, right? Like, Mex is cool. But he loses to Mex 18-33. Loses to Mex 18-33. When I think of a guy who's going to go all the way and win the Super Bowl, grab a title, you're not losing to Mex 18-33. He goes on, and he has back-to-back losses. Week 14, he loses again. This Week 14 loss, it's really concerning to me. The Week 14 loss, he loses to Doc 34-6. That's not like a little loss. It's not a baby loss. That's a big loss. JMAC went in and obliterated Doc. He went in and he obliterated Doc. It wasn't even close. Doc has a reputation of being very one-dimensional runner. I haven't looked at the stats of the game. It's my first time looking at it. See, now this is even more concerning to me because look at how lopsided, look at how one-dimensional Doc's game is here. Doc throws 5 passes in this game. Goes 4 for 5, 57 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Derrick Henry rushes for 20 attempts and 172 yards. Beeman's probably already seen that. Beeman probably already knows that. JMAC needs to be concerned. Why? Mitch Malone, 98 overall X Factor running back. You can't stop the run, JMAC? Well, hello, meet your demise. His name's Mitch Malone. Let's go on. His next loss that we need to look at is week 16 against Slow. Week 16 against Slow, he loses 10-13. And then finally, his last loss of the season, which just makes you cringe, loses to Show 56-19. I haven't looked at the stats of this one either. Let's take a look at it. He gets crushed in this one. And the method of the crushing, it's completely different than the method of the crushing in the Doc game. In the Doc game, Doc ran all over him. In this game, Show barely even runs. 6 rushes, 39 attempts. Herbert, though, throws up 269 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has 3 interceptions to go with it. It looks like both in the Doc game and in this game, Tiller JMAC had 0 touchdowns with Tiller and multiple interceptions. I believe the dot game he had 2 interceptions. This one he has 4 interceptions. So the common narrative between those 2 games is mistakes on JMAC's end. So we've looked at notable losses from JMAC. What about notable wins? Looking at the regular season, there are 3 notable wins that stick out to me for JMAC. The first one, week 4, he beats OC 41-21. The next notable win that he has is week 9 against Bread, 28-27. And then finally, his last notable win that he has came in week 10, 28-21. So he has beaten some quality opponents. However, when I look at the notable losses compared to the notable wins, the losses are a much bigger footnote than the wins. When I look at this, to me, I feel like the season he has had, it's identified by the losses he's had. And maybe that's me being overly critical, but when I look at this, the losses are definitely more of a concern to me than the strength of the wins that he has had. And he's had this 10-6 playoff record, right? This 10-6 record that got him to the playoffs. What would happen though? What would have happened though? What would have happened though if he was in division with a team that had a winning record? Because we look at the AFC East that he's in, Slow and his Bills, they're an 8-8 team. And then we got the Dolphins at 5-11. And then we got P. Will 1-15. The only win that P. Will has was the Toilet Bowl game. That's P. Will's only win on the year. What would have happened if JMAC was in a division that had at least one more winning team? No, I'm harping on JMAC. I'm harping on JMAC for these things, right? I'm throwing him no bones. However, there is a bone that he gets. There's a major bone that he gets. Something that something that we have to throw honor his way. We have to throw honor his way for something. Something that we have to look at, and it will make you take a step back from everything else we've already looked at and say, okay, maybe there is something there. Maybe there is something of hope for JMAC. And that is the playoff run that he has had. In the wild card, he collided with he collided with Bread, a top player with a top team. And then in the divisional round, he collided with OC and his Bengals, a top player with a top team, also the reigning defending Elite World Super Bowl champion of the world. He had to go through the reigning champ. And then in the conference championship, he had to go through the reigning champ, or not the reigning champ, but the champion from our season 2 Super Bowl, our season 2 Elite World Super Bowl champion of the world, Fun Guy. So he has beaten Bread in the playoffs, a top player with a top team, and he's beaten the season 3 and season 2 Super Bowl champions. So he ran the gauntlet. And now as he goes to the Super Bowl, the gauntlet is going to be complete as he'll be playing the season 1 Super Bowl champion. So if JMAC is able to pull out this upset and get this win, this may be one of the most impressive playoff runs I've ever seen. Gone through Bread and also the other 3 Super Bowl champions. If JMAC gets it done, nobody can say anything against him here further, because he will be the champion's champion. He will be the champion of champions. All the other champions they're going to have to lay their belts down at his feet. And there will be like an image of like JMAC with the season 1 title over one shoulder, the season 2 title over another shoulder, the season 3 title strapped around his neck, and then his season 4 belt around his waist. He's gone through everybody to get to where he gets. However, I don't think I don't think he's going to be able to get it done. He's going to go in there. He's going to play Beeman, and when he plays Beeman, I believe his only hope is to beat Beeman in an offensive shootout. Beeman is going to put points on the board. He's going to put a lot of points on the board. JMAC's just got to put up more. And JMAC has been in offensive shootouts a couple times this season. I want to take a look at those offensive shootouts. So let's take a peek at those. So, the first of the offensive shootouts that JMAC has been in was the game against Bossman. He beats Bossman 62-56. So we see multiple games from JMAC like this throughout this season. Why though wasn't this game in a notable win category? Well, it's Bossman. He has a 1-15 record. And look at this. Cole McDonald, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. You remember when I said the only way JMAC wins this game is if Beeman beats himself? 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Bossman beat himself. Now, we see another offensive shootout here. JMAC beats Jeff and his Cowboys 35-42. Again, Dak Prescott, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And let's flip him back over to the Bossman game. JMAC threw 2 interceptions of his own. This game here against Jeff, JMAC throws an interception, and then another offensive shootout. JMAC beats the Dolphins 48-34. Looking down here, Tua whatever. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name because y'all know I be butchering names. 0 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Beeman, are you going to do this? Is Beeman going to do this? And then we look over at what JMAC did in this game: 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and then finally the last offensive shootout against P. Will, 1-15 P. Will. JMAC wins 71-50. In this game though, look at that. It was a clean game from JMAC. Puts up 71 points and throws 0 interceptions. P. Will though, 7 touchdowns. 3 interceptions. So, does JMAC have a chance? Yes. He's already been running the gauntlet. It's possible he'll go in and finish up the gauntlet. I don't think it's going to happen though. If it does happen, it's going to have to be an offensive shootout because Beeman's going to put up a crap ton of points. However, Beeman isn't Bossman. Beeman isn't P. Will. Beeman isn't Jeff. Yeah. JMAC can go in and win a shootout against these teams, but can he win the shootout against Beeman? And there's one other thing I want to look at. That I believe it's just the nail in the coffin. It's just the nail in the coffin. And that is team builds. Let's look at something. So I want us to take a moment and compare teams. So I got JMAC's team up here. I got JMAC's Jets up here. Let's take a look at JMAC's top players. A 90 overall, an 89 overall, an 89 overall, an 88 overall, an 88 overall. This 90 overall, I believe it's a running back. Yes, it is a running back, an X Factor running back that JMAC drafted and has developed. 95 speed running back, 91 acceleration. It's a nice back. It's a nice back. A one-dimensional back, 58 catching. That's a bit concerning. I haven't looked too much at his stats. Has he been involved in the receiving game? Yeah, he gets involved a little bit in the receiving game. No receiving touchdowns, though. So, yeah, pretty one-dimensional back. 78 trucking, more of a one-dimensional back. So, a very one-dimensional X Factor running back, but it's still an X Factor running back. It's a nice running back. Overall, though, JMAC's team is pretty weak. It's pretty weak. You look at JMAC's team, and it's really nothing impressive. Beeman's team, on the other hand, is loaded as all get out. However, JMAC, he's been running the gauntlet, right? Let's look at the teams he's played. So his wild card game. Look at this. He went up against Bread. Bread has Patrick Mahomes, 99 overall. Tyreek Hill, 99 overall. Saquon Barkley, 99 overall. Travis Kelce, 98 overall. Calvin Ridley, 98 overall. And then he collided with OC in the divisional round. Joe Mixon, 99 overall. Jesse Bates, 97 overall. Joe Burrow, 95 overall. Carl Lawson, 90 overall. Tyler Boyd, 90 overall. This is the weakest team that JMAC played in the playoffs on paper. And then he collides with Fun Guy in the conference championships. Look, this is ridiculous. Ronnie Stanley, 99 overall. Patrick Queen, 99 overall. Marlon Humphreys, 99 overall. Kenny Clark, 99 overall. Antonio Winfield Jr., 99 overall. And now, for the Super Bowl matchup, Beeman and his Seahawks. DK Metcalf, 99 overall. Jamal Adams, 99 overall. Mitch Malone, 98 overall. Shaquille Griffin, 97 overall. Russell Wilson, 97 overall. J-Mac's been running the gauntlet with his weak team. It's going to catch up to him eventually. He's had 3 miracle wins in the playoffs. I don't think there's going to be another one. Is there any weak spot on Beeman's team? An 84 left tackle, a 92 left guard, an 82 center, a 91 right guard, a 79 right tackle, 97 quarterback, 98 running back. Wide receivers, he's got a 99, a 96, 277s. His tight end is an 88 overall, Will Dissly. And the way Beeman uses Will Dissly, he might as well be a 99 overall. On defense, he's got an 80 overall left end, an 88 overall right end, a 92 overall defensive tackle, a couple 80 overall defensive tackles as well. His linebackers, there's an 81 overall, a 94 overall, and an 83 overall. His secondary, a 97 overall, an 88, an 85, an 82, a 77. Free safety, 94. Strong safety, 99. This team is ridiculous. And then we flop over and we go and we look at JMAC's team. We look at JMAC's team. 75 left tackle, 74 left guard, 76 center, 75 right guard, 75 right tackle. His quarterback's an 85. He's got his 90 overall running back. His wide receivers, an 87, an 86, an 84, a 78. Tight end, 89. He's got weapons, right? He's got weapons, so he's not going in without weapons. He doesn't have any elite weapons like Beeman's entire roster is made out of. On defense, an 88 left end, a 67 right end. He has a 76 backup left end. Defensive tackles, there's an 89 and a 78. His linebackers, he has an 81 overall left outside linebacker, an 80 overall left outside linebacker, and then he has an 84 middle linebacker. Right outside linebacker, there's a 78. His secondary, this secondary makes me cringe. This secondary going up against Beeman's receiving game, an 85 overall, an 84 overall, an 81 overall. Free safeties an 88. Strong safety is a 73. Looking at his free safeties, though, it looks like he has an 88 and an 87. So I'm assuming maybe that 87 is playing in the strong safety spot. I don't know. But on paper, like, it just doesn't match up. Every category, every area of the field, every spot of the field, Beeman has the advantage. There is nowhere on the field, on paper, where JMAC has an advantage. This has, though, been JMAC's story the entire playoff run. He's been able to continue to get it done, but he's going to go up against this powerhouse team from Beeman, and he's going to have to win an offensive shootout. And I don't think he can win the offensive shootout against a team like Beeman. Like, you can't take anything away from the season that JMAC has had and what JMAC has done in the playoffs. In the end of the day, though, I think it's all going to catch up to him. And I think in the end of the day, Beeman comes out on top. We'll see. We'll see, though. JMAC has been proving us wrong every step of the way. Maybe he's going to prove us wrong again. We'll find out tonight, 8 p.m. or 8:05 p.m. Eastern, over on Snipes TV. Peace.